Hey, you look really nice today. Has anyone told you that?
This is for anyone who hasn't.
We need to talk about Reddit because something crazy's going on over there. Reddit's a website with over 430 million monthly users, and before maybe the last couple weeks, I was one of them. Reddit is shitting the bed right now. And let's just ignore the fact that shitting the bed is probably a real subreddit. Oh, it is. Okay. Unfortunately, I've been on Reddit a long time, long enough to remember
the narwhal bacons at midnight.
When they identified the Boston bomber and the cum box. If you don't know,
don't Google it.
And while that certainly doesn't qualify me to break down the ins and outs of this, pretending to be an expert on something that I don't really know all that much about is what Redditors do best. In this video, we're gonna go over the changes that Reddit is making, why everyone hates this guy right now, and why your favorite pervy subreddit has gone completely offline. I'm looking at you, r/pfetish. Don't ask how I know it's offline. Reddit's app sucks, which is why a bunch of people have created third-party apps that can access Reddit, but aren't actually owned by Reddit. Also, third-party apps have a lot of features that the unpaid moderators use to help them get rid of bots and spam and stuff. These people are volunteers who are just committed to helping foster an open and judgment-free zone to discuss heady ideas like r/rear pussy. Hated saying that. So these volunteers use third-party apps to help them do their, once again, unpaid work. So what exactly is the problem with the third-party apps? Reddit's trying to shut them down. A few weeks ago, Christian Selig, the developer behind Apollo, which is a massive app, the one I personally use, you might have even seen it in Apple's developer conference a few weeks ago.
So I can see my Apollo for Reddit.
He posted that basically Reddit is gonna cost him at least $20 million a year just to keep the app running.
Whoa!
Well, Reddit's not adjusting the price, so the app's gonna shut down in a few days, alongside probably every single other third-party app. And it seems like Reddit's sticking to their guns or necking to their beards. Not good. And we're seeing it happen everywhere. Remember when Uber launched? And it was so dumb cheap that you're like, of course I'm gonna get an Uber, but now they're basically the same price as cabs. Or when Netflix launched and you were using your brother's girlfriend's father's uncle's Netflix account and it was fine because they didn't care who you were or where you were. You just had a Netflix login. But now, even if you pay the $21 a month that Netflix costs, you can't even share it with Jerry because he doesn't live here? The Reddit thing is basically the same as that. Companies start out cheap to get you hooked, and then once you rely on them, they jack the prices way up, which is the exact same way my third grade teacher told me drug dealers work. Someone would give you some meth for free, and then once you become a person who smokes meth, you gotta start paying for meth. And then to pay for it, you start making meth. And that's really difficult. It involves a lot of chemistry, and you have to get an RV and drive out to the desert, and then... Okay, now it's time to learn about this lil man, seen here explaining to a woman why he needs his bottle back. This is Spets, aka Steve Huffman, aka the
CEO of Reddit.
So Spets is one of the co-founders of Reddit. He left in 2009, and then he came back after Ellen Pao resigned. It was a whole thing. And when he came back, it was exciting. People were like, wow, one of the co-founders is back. This is great. And then it didn't really make a change in my day-to-day, but then he started editing people's comments. A very common comment on Reddit that you'll see a lot is, fuck you, Spets.
How often do you get trolled on your own site?
Every single day.
And he changed the name to someone else's name, which is not what you want when one of your company's core values is keep Reddit real.
Reddit is a place where you can be your true self.
As the CEO, all of the blame for Reddit's current problems fallen squarely on his shoulders, and people are mad. So why are they making changes in the first place? I'm gonna be straight with you, as opposed to earlier when I was being gay with you. Happy Pride Month. I'm not entirely sure if I grasp what this all means, but we're gonna figure it out together, okay? Reddit is gonna start charging for access to their API. Stay with me. I'm going to refer back to Christian Selig, the founder of the app Apollo, because he gave a really good explanation of what an API is. It's just a fancy term for a way to access a site's information. Think of Reddit having a bouncer, and since day one, that bouncer's been friendly. If you ask, hey, can you list out the comments for me for post X? The bouncer would happily respond with what you requested. The proposed changes mean the bouncer will still exist, but now ask an exorbitant amount per question. So, the answer to the question about why Reddit is making these changes is money. I never saw that coming. This brings us to now, the Blackout. Because so many unpaid moderators and users are against the changes that Reddit is making and rely on these third-party apps, they are protesting. They're going dark. They've taken a lot of really high-profile subreddits offline. Initially, it was just supposed to be for 2 days, but it has turned into way more than 2 days for a lot of them. And they're claiming that it's going to be indefinite. At the time that I'm filming this, over 5,000 of them, some of which have more than like 30 million users, are still offline. That's a lot of people. And you'd think Reddit would have to listen at some point, right? Maybe. Spets claims that they can wait them out and that the subreddits will eventually get bored and come back online, but I don't know if that's true. Can they? I guess we'll have to see. Where do you land on this? Do you feel like Reddit's overstepped? Are you standing with the users, or are you with the $10 billion corporation?
Choose wisely.
If Reddit doesn't reverse these changes, I'm kind of ready to say goodbye. I've learned a lot from Reddit. I've had a lot of laughs. I've enjoyed my time. But at the same time, it's still one of those things that just glues me to my phone. And if I'm going to be glued to my phone, I don't want it to be on an app that sucks ass. I'm genuinely shocked r/sucksass isn't a real subreddit. One thing's for sure though, it's been really nice to see everyone band together like this. It's a good reminder that we can still fight for the things we believe in, even in a digital space. We can still fight for lips that grip or cream pies. I hope it pays off.